What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another SGN video where it's awesome all the time. In today's video, we're bringing you a trade that I wanted to make in my Bulls, my NBA. You guys might have been following along, and I got inspired by PB the Plug and his reasoning for moving from Zach Lavine. Now, I'm going to show you guys some of the trades that I was trying to work on. I put this one specifically on Twitter and on YouTube, and y'all dragged me saying this would not be realistic. And I was basically going for the stars. So I looked at what the Warriors would be giving up as far as stars and what they'd be getting back, as well as the Spurs. Now, for those of you curious, the Spurs said yes to this trade. The Warriors would not do it. My thought was, hey, you're going to get a guy in DeAndre Hunter who's already locked up under contract, whereas Kuminga is not, and you have a tough cap situation. So getting guys who are under contract might not be a bad thing. But either way, I couldn't make this one work. You guys said this would never happen. So I'm going to show you guys some of the other trade ideas that I had. Now, I will admit, I really want Kuminga. Like, I really wanted Kuminga. He gives me everything that I want. And so I tried another trade to put a different team. Get someone with Warriors, Raptors. And I thought maybe if I get the Warriors a little bit more value than what I was able to do with the Spurs, we can make it work. Gary Trent is a downgrade from Devin Vassell, but still gives me a good offensive threat. And I can re-sign him if I want to, or if I don't want to, I'm out of that deal in a year and I can move on from him. So I have some flexibility. Again, here I gave them more stars than what they're giving up. Both teams were going to gain a value, and I didn't even include the pick here that I was going to send to the Warriors, the first round pick. They were going to get one from the Raptors and from myself. The Raptors said yes. The Warriors said no. For those of you curious, this was the other trade that I cooked up. And then finally, I moved on from Kuminga. I realized it wasn't going to happen. I wanted to circle back and try to get Devin Vassell. But then Jeremy Grant, who gives me what I want as far as a player. I didn't like the idea that he's older and he does have a large cap hit, but I felt like he'd be a huge defensive improvement on our team. I didn't throw the picks in on this photo because it didn't matter. Both teams said no. They wanted more, so I couldn't make this one work with the picks. And I was about ready to give up on moving Lavine and Hunter because I wanted to move on from both of them. Hunter's had a down year. Lavine's been killing it for me. His cap is going to go through the roof, and I need to be able to build my roster better. And I saw Tyler Hero. I wanted one who could play shooting guard and small forward, and he does not. But I was like, well, let's just go see anyway. And this was the trade finder that I was able to find. Now, I had to switch Lavine's position to shooting guard, primary, small forward, secondary, even though it was small forward, primary, shooting guard, and secondary. I don't know why that made a difference, but it did for the CPU to accept it. So anyway, this was the trade, and that the CPU was willing to do was Lavine and Otto Porter for Hero and Kyle Lowry. Of course, I started this before that trade happened a couple weeks ago, so remember, it's his own universe. And I really was intrigued by this trade because I do get 5 years younger in Hero, and I also save about 10 to 12 million in cap space every year. The problem is I don't want to trade Otto Porter, and I wasn't sure I wanted to take Kyle Lowry on either, but it ends up being it's a 1-year deal. That's $30 million that will fall off, but I don't want to give up Otto Porter. I like Otto Porter, so I went to go look, and I see that they're giving up Kyle Lowry. They only have one other point guard on their roster. It's Kevin Porter. I happen to have a point guard on my team who does not play, who makes the same money as Otto Porter. So I decided to throw him in there instead, and that's Javon Carter. Now, unfortunately, the Stars went down on this. I wasn't sure if they were going to be willing to take this trade, but this one I thought worked for me. I'll take Kyle Lowry. I'll come off the books. I save the cap space with Hero versus Lavine, and I get a kid who's on the up and coming. He's going to get better for me, and he can be that score for me that Lavine was as well. And I think that he'd fit in nicely next to DeJounte Murray and what we're trying to do with this Bulls roster. And it also gives me the flexibility to improve the bench going forward. So this is ultimately what I was really debating on doing, and I did decide to offer the trade. They said no, but they gave us an awesome counter, which was Orlando Robinson for Torrey Craig, who again is not in my rotation, and a second-round pick. Scanning it over, I get a young center who can fill in for the bench, and Torrey Craig is someone who's going to help me. He's going to probably pick up that player option, so I'll get even more cap space to build the roster the way I want to. So to me, giving up two guys who aren't in my rotation and a 2028 second round pick, it was a no brainer. So Tyler Hero, welcome to the Chicago Bulls, and this is now how our lineup's going to look. It's literally the same. We weren't able to find a deal for DeAndre Hunter, at least at this point in time, even when I paired up my first round pick. So for now, Hunter's staying with the team. He hasn't proven to be a good value, but we might address that as we get closer to the trade deadline and we can find something, or it'll be maybe a free agency move. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this trade that we made in the comment section below, and stay tuned for the first gameplay of Tyler Hero as a new member of the Chicago Bulls. Until next time, peace.